All right. Y'all ready?
Feel better.
It's time to start the show.
Okay. Let me turn this down.
This your headset.
I knew she was gonna pay for that.
We feeling so much good. We are back. Good evening, everybody. This is Clarissa Yvonne, and of course, you're tuning in to the Clarissa Yvonne Show. And whatever it is you're doing, I'm sure it's not as nearly as exciting as sitting down and talking to me. And of course, my co-guest, my co-host, my angel, Andrea LB, from the one that I can never pull up her graphic. That girl right there. There she is. Andrea LB from Detroit Hot Radio. And of course, she has brought a beautiful young lady to our podcasting living room. The sky is the limit. Sky Covington, everybody.
Peace, everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We had a really good conversation out there, and I was like, we're going to have to pull back because we got so much to talk about. This one we got for a complete hour, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know some of y'all got better things to do in your hour, like look at your boring spouses, look at your boring TV shows. But y'all need to sit right here because it's getting ready to get real tonight on the Clarissa Yvonne Show with Sky Covington and, of course, Andrea LB. So, Queen.
Yes.
You're a songwriter. Mm-hmm. You're a singer.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
Thank you.
Multiple nominations. 18 years performing Billie Holiday, the Billie Holiday Review.
Yeah, well, we just did our 20th anniversary.
Oh, my
Yes.
gosh.
Yeah, 18 years. Yeah, we just, the 2 years just like popped up. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you
on that. And I can't wait to hear about this Hug Detroit Day.
Hug Detroit Day, yes.
Did you come up with that?
I came up with it with a friend.
Okay.
We were having a powwow.
Okay.
And we were saying that we needed to do something. This was before all of the development happened. Well,
right.
It was already happening. We just didn't know it was happening.
Right.
Well, we knew it was happening. We just didn't know how well it was going to happen.
How it was going to do. Right, right.
And we were saying we need to do something for our city. And we said we should hug Detroit. Ha, ha, ha. We just laughing. Me, when I get an idea, I just go.
You run with it.
I don't wait. I don't wait for any of my ideas to be like on the shelf. So I ran. And I'm like, okay, well, the festival is coming up at such a date. Well, Zion Penn, I have to say his name, even though he's salty with me. Yeah, he's salty with me. It's okay because I love him. But I have to always say that it was him and I, our idea. And then, that's where it started. I'll just say that.
Well, how about where you started? Where did Sky start?
Yeah. Well, we started the Hug Detroit with an idea. And I was going to do the Hug Detroit Day Festival. Mm-hmm. But we couldn't use festival because the city doesn't really like for you to use festival.
It's a lot of red tape when you're doing a festival.
So I said, well,
I remember a time it wasn't so much red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we said I was going to do a block party. Well, this was because a lot of my people, they call and they always want me to do stuff for free. all the time, every day, always, everything. I said, well, I would do one festival, a free festival every year, and we could all come together. And this was definitely a fantasy. Everybody can volunteer.
Now you know.
everybody. This will be a thing where if you, whatever you wanted to do for the community, this would be the day to do it. It didn't really pan out that way. So I would put my little pennies in the penny bank, and I did this thing. But Sheila Hale, the president of Everett's Natural Hair.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yes. I perform also with her husband, Phil Hale. She was doing another Black party, because Camp Cotts Festival. She was doing it, and it was called With Just a Little Love.
Okay.
And I'm telling her about at a jazz jam we were talking, and she said, I'm doing a thing called With Just a Little Love. And Hug Detroit with just a little love. And that's how that would happen. So the first year we were over on Iron Street. It was this big, huge abandoned building.
She's still over there?
Yes, she's still over there.
Okay.
And we prayed for that building to be demolished. Because that building, we had so many things happen because we couldn't use that area because the building was in the way.
Right.
And we had to use all of this yellow caution tape and all that. Well, we prayed, I'm telling you, the power of prayer, we prayed for that building to be gone. And next year, they demolished it.
Really?
So, yeah, they demolished it. So we had the whole lot where that building used to be. That's where we would have our festival.
Okay.
Where our Black party. And,
Somebody's phone going off.
yeah.
I know that's not a phone call, but anyhow.
and so that's how it was born. I mean, we would do so much work for the community, and we also decided to do a backpack drive. So it became a backpack drive and a Hug Detroit festival, and everybody would be hugging. And now fast forward to State Isaac Robinson getting elected and helping us talk to no, he didn't really help us talk to him because we would always invite the city council to our events, always. And we got there one day and we had our little speech, and she was like, Sky Covington, you always send me all of these emails and press releases, and you've been inviting me. And she said, I'm so proud of you and everything. And we said, yes, thank you, President Council, we love you, and we just want to have this event. It's for the people, and we just need you to write off on it. She would say yes. So she wrote off 2018. She wrote off, and it was a citywide holiday.
Wow.
Well, yeah, it's a citywide holiday after. Yep. And so now it got bigger because Vanguard over on West Grand Boulevard, we moved it. It was the Bees 2018. We thought they were bees, but they were wasp. And yeah, I got bit that day. A lot of our peers got bit.
Ouch.
My mother, we usually acknowledge her birthday on that day.
You mean the area off of Jefferson?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Remember that day?
Yes, I remember it was a whole bunch of bees that day.
It was like we could not breathe because it was so many wasps. But so we tried to get that thing removed, the wasp, which we thought it was a beehive, but it wasn't. It was a wasp. And they said, well, you're going to, at the end of the year, you're going to have a problem every year. So, but that particular year, it was so, it was a lot. It was just, it was the worst year all over the world. It was just the worst year. And so we wanted to move it. So we moved it at the Tangent Gallery and at the Vanguard. So we have 3 streets over in the Black Bottom Hastings Street area. So it's gotten, 3 streets of Hug Detroit. And we're, ultimately, we want Woodward to I-75. We want that whole area to be Hug Detroit.
That would be so
awesome.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we got about 4 streets to go for the permission.
Of work to do. Yeah.
But this year it's going to be even bigger because the Vanguard Community Development Center. They have a big project going on over there too that I don't think I'm supposed to talk about, but Lisa Tucker and all that. But yeah, they're doing something huge in that area, and we're a part of it now. Yes.
Please keep us posted.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Hug Detroit. That is a
Hug Detroit Day.
Just the title
yes.
alone is just so alluring, and I'm like, wow, I am like so on board with this.
Well, I have a question for you, Sky.
Okay.
Someone wants to know, how long have you been performing overall?
I have been performing overall since 6 years old in the junior choir, at Westside Unity Church, and then I joined the drama school at Westside Unity Church. Ruby D and her husband, they sponsored it, and I started acting and writing plays, and then I moved to New Orleans, where I call it jazz boot camp.
Wow.
And I started out as a poet first and a playwright, and I used to do a lot of one-woman shows. I also was noted to do like nude poetry, and this was way back.
Wow.
I used to shave my head bald. And yeah, I was like kind of like way out there. I was like way out there.
Awesome.
And but then just gravitating into the woman, and I just didn't have to take my clothes off anymore.
You're just an artful woman. That's just art.
So the cultivation of that from 6 to getting my first paid gig at Bomax in Detroit, which was demolished some years ago, almost like 20 years ago. I got my first check. Well, my first pay was $20. I forgot what I spent it on. But professionally, from that point at Bomax to now, it's been about 27 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And let you know, that was a question from Alfred Lloyd Jones.
Oh, hey.
And he says you've been a great encouragement for him.
Oh, thank you. He always he's the muse. He always inspires us. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd.
How sweet. Well, you know what? Through the course of the show tonight, I am encouraging all of you to call in to give your feedback or just ask us questions or get to know Sky. You can reach us at 248-951-8950. Please call in and ask us anything. Andrea, what do you want to share or elaborate about Sky Covington?
Oh no, she's just a free spirit person.
I see that.
Yeah, and it just always touched me because every time I walk in the room, she calls me queen, and it kind of shocked me because I never interact with a person like that. So when she used to call me queen, I just never knew what to say. Other than
really?
Yeah, and then I started calling her queen back.
Yeah. Right.
And it's just to me, it's a different culture type of thing, just to call another sister queen. And the more I've got involved in the industry, it take me to different personalities and different cultures, that things that other people do, and it just makes you to not only respect but to embrace it and take it in and learn a lot about another person. And I remember reading about the Bomax, and I'm like, dang, it's so crazy. Sometimes I sit and think about all the entertainers that I meet, but with you, it was like, wow, that long. I wonder how old she is. I don't know why that question came out in my head, because she doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you seem to be very young.
When I saw her gorgeous, she is so photogenic. You would not believe the pictures I've got of her, and I'm like, this is just so awesome. I've seen pictures with her with afro out here.
I saw that picture.
Gorgeous, and when she shaved her hair and it's blonde, like we've been talking about earlier.
Yeah, the
so
blonde.
sexy, and just something like that. Because I'm telling you, some of you women, you beautiful dark-skinned women, stop dyeing your hair blonde because they just don't look right. That don't look right. I'm telling you, it really don't. But on some women, it's beautiful on her.
Thank you.
It really is. And
well, initially it was because I wanted to stand out, but now it's America with our black sisters. We we don't feel comfortable because we don't know where we come from. We don't feel comfortable with identifying with anything. We don't, how do you identify? All you know is you was the slave and anything from that. You don't know what language you are, because black, there's no continent called black.
No.
So in all actuality, we're not black people. We have a source where we come from. We have a natural language. We have all these things, but nobody ever says, and we don't really do what I'm learning now at 48, I am 48, is stop taking what people say as at face value and start learning the origin of everything. Like a word, the MF, you know that word?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I'm so guilty.
Do you know what that word originated from?
I know it wasn't from over here.
No, let me tell you, the slave owner, when he made breeding camps. And the breeding camps, he would breed because he wanted to make more slaves. So he would put paper bags over the son and the mother, and that's how that word came to be. So it's an actual word, yeah. And so I started learning about the origin of things. It actually
has a meaning to it.
Yes, and we have to kind of be careful what we take on in our lives.
And you just taught me just by deep. That you just taught me a whole lot, because
don't use that word no more.
No,
it's
and
heavy.
I do curse. I am
I
profanity.
got a few good words that I use.
Yeah, but I've never liked that one. I never liked that one.
I'm like, well, why do they say it? And I was doing a documentary and on YouTube, and when he said it, I was like thinking of how many times I thought I was super cool. I was trying to be Grace Jones, and I was all smoking a cigarette and talking.
And that's my girl too.
And just thinking like, man, if I only would have known
what that word
some of the
was.
things that I
now you're gonna make me go home and do some homework.
The origin is the key, especially for us now. There's a big fight in America, and we're all trying to figure out what are everybody fighting about. Let me tell you this: we are the big fuss and fight.
Yeah.
Nobody want us to know how amazingly wonderful we really are. And the women, that's why I took the blonde out. Really, I took the blonde out of my hair as a testimony that I don't want to adopt any more of who another culture is. I want to cultivate my own culture. I wear the dots and all that. And I've always done my own thing, but we have something so great, and everybody is fighting over us. And they got these books, and the books about our history. I tried to buy a book about our culture, and it was $20,000.
No way.
I kid you not. $20,000 to get this simple book about our culture in the 1600s. They won't show it now. A lot of the maps that's been that's been created, the earlier maps, which I am a flat earther, so don't be mad at me. I am a flat earther, but a lot of the maps, early maps have been destroyed. So if you want to see, like the word nigger.
Yeah.
That word did not come from. That word is where we were from, the Niger region. So it's almost right. It's not a derogatory word because that's where we were from. But now it's like a trickadoo where if you say it, the person that's most offended can really identify with it. That's why we give the word so much power. Yes. That if you say it now, it's like people are like,
it's an uproar.
Yeah, but that's the trick. They want you to get, because one guy said it, and I was like, I'm not one. I was from there. I have my ancestors from there, but I don't have to be afraid of that word anymore. Right. But just getting back into the origin of things, it will change your life.
And we all need that. Yeah. We all need that because there's so much history behind us, and it's so much to absorb. We couldn't possibly absorb all this, but we learn something new every day. Talking to someone like you is really refreshing to me.
Thank you, Queen.
And to the audience as well. So I'm really sitting here and taking this all in, and I felt that The moment you walked through
Yeah,
the door.
I'm so happy to be here.
When
Thank
I walked
you.
through and I saw the video, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be this is going to be a really good show. So thank you for coming and
Thank you for
sharing that.
having me.
And
So
we can
let's.
listen all
I want
day.
to also now go into your new CD.
Okay.
She has a new CD coming out, or is it been
It
released?
was just released in January.
Awesome. And what's the title of your CD?
It's my first CD was Club Crescendo Volume 1. I'm doing odd numbers, and this one is Volume 3. And my main focus now is the preservation of jazz. I wanted to do something great. And I wanted to do something that I could be a grown, sophisticated woman, and I can have intellectual conversations. And I wanted to not have my work as a question. Like my last song, Can't Live Without You. I can't live without your sweet love. Well, actually, that song should not have been written because I can't live without God. That was about a man. And I'm like, well, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm singing to the wrong cat. So that kind of strayed away from it, even though it's a great song. And I wish I could change some of the words just so I could give that homage to God. But the jazz to me is my closest avenue to gospel.
Well, since you said that, why you can't sing to a man?
Well, no, I can. I can sing to a man, and I do. I love my brothers. We got some beautiful brothers. They need us so well. And like that whole thing, I said I denounce independence. I don't need to be independent. A flower can't grow. Nothing can happen independently. Like anything, women be like, I'm independent, I can do what I want to do. Like, do you really want to do this by yourself? I mean, when you really think about it, I
can say no.
I don't.
No.
I need me a good,
because I have and have been doing a lot on my own. And it's not easy.
No,
and it's like you riding the ship by yourself.
Yep. Yes.
And it's like once that ship go under, you don't have no control.
Nope.
Doing it by yourself. You've already sunken.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't want to, do it alone either.
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't be independent. People still, I really hated the point and of men saying, "Oh, you so independent." My ex-husband used to tell me that.
Yeah. It would.
And it was like every time he said it was like he was hating me more.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Am.
Yeah, it's a thing. So, but they kind of in the 70s, remember when women were burning their bras and they doing that stuff?
Yeah.
Well, we were just coming out of slavery and everything, so we kind of took on, and not to put the Me Too movement down or anything like that, but I just believe that a lot of that stuff is not our fight. Our fight, we have a different fight because we were hurt in a different way. We can't take on somebody else's fight in America. We gotta get into our own thing. We need to nestle our men. We need to understand each other. We need to get along with our sisters.
And that's how we've been losing ourselves.
Yeah, that's how and that's how they get us. That's how they get us.
That's how we've been losing ourselves.
And so this music with the jazz music that I decided to do, I have won the Detroit Music Awards over 7 times, but I didn't have a jazz CD. It was just based on my spirit and me doing live performances. But I wanted to do jazz, and I wanted to sound pretty and pure
she does.
And innocent.
She does.
Do we have something?
Yes, we do. I would like. She's talked about the Can't Live, and I listened to it and I just immediately fell in love with it.
It's a beautiful tune.
It is. So I want you guys to take a listen to Sky Covington.
That's the baby me. Can't live. That's the baby girl me.
This is the first. Is this the first one that we have up?
I think so. I'm not sure because I didn't take a look.
Okay, everybody, we're going to listen to Sky Covington, and this is titled
Can't Live.
Oh, you're making me blush. Oh, my goodness.
Can't you see?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm no good.
That is so beautiful.
Without you.
What about that one?
Can you feel?
Yeah, that's fire right there.
My heart, my soul, my love. Do you really want to know how every time you're not around, I find it so hard to keep keep my cool.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Voice deep inside
Ooh, that's
me
hot.
tell me you're the one.
Ooh.
Do you even notice? Do you understand that I stay up and cry sometimes, praying that you realize what you're searching for is right before your eyes. I can't live without your sweet loving. I can't love without you. I can't breathe 'cause you got me spinning. So won't you love me like a real man is supposed to? What is the meaning of the promises you won't keep? What is the meaning of being my king? What can I do to save you from losing me? What type of woman do you take me for when you know I deserve more? Do you really mean it? When you say that you love me, oh, love me, oh, love me. Sometimes you don't call and I miss you. You're my all, and when you're near me, you're the only one I'll ever need. Sometimes I call you, you'll never have time to speak, and I'm trying. Keep this love strong, 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 strong. I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. I can't live without. I'm trying, baby. I can't love without you.
I'm gonna get her.
I can't breathe.
Look, we are.
Yeah, we the sugar.
We are. That's right.
Not the boo boo.
Right.
So much going on in the world.
No, we don't think we that.
I want a king and I'm the queen, and we can be together, faithful and loyal.
Oh, you like this song?
I just want to feed you with my life,
That's beautiful.
feed you with my love, hold dear to what love is. You feel me, don't you?
Y'all making me love
You
this
feel
song
me,
again.
don't you?
Feel me, don't you?
You feel me, don't you? Don't you feel me? Oh, 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 you feel me, don't you? You feel me, don't you? Feel me, oh, oh, baby, yeah. You feel me, don't you? Feel me, oh, feel me, oh, feel me, feel me. Sometimes you don't call and I miss you. You're my all, and when you're near me, you're the only one I'll ever need. Sometimes I miss you. Sometimes you miss me too, and I miss you.
You got me spinning, right? Oh.
Oh my God, that and I'm gonna
making
tell
me
you
like
the
this
reason
song
why
again.
I love that song. When I first saw, I didn't even listen to the whole
That song
thing.
is fire.
And so much fire. It's the type of song that when you meet someone and you make that immediate connection with someone, and they become that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what, and I love that song. It's just it tells of certain emotion that
yeah.
you know.
You
Yeah.
feel me, don't you?
Yeah, I feel you,
That was
yeah.
my favorite part. I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty decent song.
That's a
Princess,
beautiful song.
now the thing is, that's
That's
not
a beautiful
jazz.
song.
That's not a jazz song.
No, it's not.
No.
And it's the steps. It's with jazz. I really fought to do jazz because I knew once I did jazz, I had to really like study and had to be a certain thing, and to be into your as a woman being in your true self, that means that a lot of stuff you can't do no more. Once you say you a jazz musician, to me again it's like gospel music. It's the next best thing.
Yeah.
And to have that intellectual, that real deep, I mean to do that, I had to come out of the BS of myself.
So when you change your genre, you have to change yourself. Is it safe to say that if you want to go into another genre or category of music?
Well, I would say jazz or classical or that sort of thing because soul is easy. Soul is like girlfriend talk.
Right,
Yeah, girl.
right,
mhm,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And that
When
could
he was
be
good.
anything.
Yeah, you could just girlfriend talk is like the language we have when we not around our boss. In our, we have one conversation when we're on the phone. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this is such and such. And then girlfriend talk. Yeah, girl, that was him. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what soul is to me. But you. And blues is a whole nother graduation because I mean Thornetta Davis and Tasha can sing my black drawers on, but
Right.
I'm just not that mature. I don't want to talk about my black panties.
Right.
But jazz kind of I feel like I really feel royal as a jazz musician. I feel like
You should.
I got
You
something
should.
to
You
say.
wear it very
Finally,
well.
thank you. I finally.
So we're going to
yeah.
hear that also in a moment because we're going to talk about what's coming up for Sky. She, but I've heard Sky do house as well.
Yeah, I do.
So
Really?
I'm
Yes.
Nikki O, and I'm actually about to retire from house. Yep.
What?
Yeah, I do. I've been doing house for about 15 years, and I just can't give house all of me anymore.
Okay.
Like with house, you gotta strip down, you gotta be naked. I think when you do house, and I just don't want to give that level of myself to house anymore.
Okay, so was that is the title was that I feel music?
Yeah, I feel music in
I love that song. Yes, I love that song.
Yeah, I want to do one more jazz CD. I mean, one more house CD, but it's gonna just be just because I never got a chance to do my own. And people call all over the world and they license my music and everything.
Yeah.
And I not to be bitter with house music, but house music for me, it was like when I was young and I was searching and I had just reared I took everything off and I was like, see me. I'm just not ready to give that level of conversation to the world anymore.
Right.
That house music conversation.
Right.
But I know some people like Stephanie Christian and a lot of our women. I can't think of anybody's name right now because Malik Austin and Divinity and Maurice Hurd and Javante and all them, they do it so well that I'm just like I don't really have the heart to do it anymore. Like because
And that's okay.
yeah,
okay.
but
That's completely okay.
Mhm. But, yeah,
So do you know Javon Garrett?
yeah. Javon Garrett was the one who wrote I Feel Music.
Really?
Yep. We have a lot of house stuff that Javon did, and also he was.
So ladies and gentlemen, Javon
Yeah.
is going to be at Aretha Jazz Cafe February 26th.
Yes, and I want to see him perform. And if they cancel us on Baker's, I'm going. But Javon was like, I call him my one-shop stop.
Wow.
A lot of the stuff on that Club Crescendo CD, Javon wrote.
Really?
Yep, and Javon wrote Low Low Love.
Wow.
Have you heard that one?
I haven't heard
we did
that one yet.
And you got to see me at the Shane Park for the first time, and I did Low Low Love at the end of the Yeah.
The concert.
Yeah.
When are you
Wow.
performing? What's next for you? When are you performing next?
What's next is Baker's, and then our beautiful sponsor, Detroit Hot Radio, which they have
Yes.
adopted us.
Yes.
T. Pablo and Andrea. Our big show is Sunday, the February
June
23rd.
February 23rd.
We do a one big show a month at the Tangent Gallery, and we're doing a big show called the Satin Dial Review.
I may be able to make that.
Yes, and we have
I know you
tickets
can.
too.
Yeah, because I was just, everyone that comes to the Clarissa Yvonne show, I have a unique work schedule.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm not physically nor mentally able
Yeah.
to attend these
I can
functions
dig
and
that.
concerts, but I have to give my support.
When you see this
have to.
show, it's
You're going to love it. You are
have
going to love it.
make time and just
Yes.
say, you know what, I got it, because if I'm going to talk about it, I got to be about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to definitely lend you my support.
well, even if you don't make it,
She's going to make it because I'm going to bug her to death.
Yeah, but I do
will.
understand. I do understand that where we all have a level of responsibility. We need you to run your show.
Yes.
And you can, of course, you can't make it. I will bring the show to you if I have to.
Oh, girl, wouldn't I love that?
Yeah.
In bed
We-
and
yes.
everything, steak and eggs and all
Yeah,
that.
I will bring the show to you now. So you just tell me what you need.
I've been quiet because I love your accent. Is it an accent? Because it sounds like an accent to me.
Tell
Really?
her from where you're from.
You have an accent.
Really?
Yes, you do.
I'm from the D.
From the D.
I'm from
I
the
always
D.
thought you was somewhere from
I'm
somewhere
from
else.
the D. But I
'Cause
do have
I
roots.
heard it too.
Your speech.
I do
your-
have roots from New Orleans and that, but I think what you're hearing is
I'm hearing something.
that it's that love.
That's why I'm so
It's like
quiet.
that
I'm like, I gotta try to figure out,
It's that love. It's the love that I have in my spirit, and I don't know. It comes from y'all. I'm just in love. I'm in love with
You
just.
totally glow. You totally
that's
glow, and your intellect is like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm not gonna even cuss. I can't cuss in front of her.
We can-
What? I can't. I'm like, should I? I'm like, no, I don't think I should. Because you just have this just enormous presence.
Oh, thank you,
this
Queen. That
room.
means
And
so
it
much to me.
It's like you're teaching me. I don't be quiet. I ain't quiet in front of you. Been teacher.
Well,
That's
yeah,
quiet.
I've been a teacher in some instances, but mostly I just want to just do it the right way this time. Yeah.
What can you teach us black women that struggle with other black women on a daily basis,
Yeah.
whether it's at work, especially at work?
Yeah.
I mean, any job, because
Yeah.
that's where we see each other. That's our second home is work.
Yeah.
And we get so much of this.
Yeah.
It's like that magnetic field that's in between
Yeah.
black women, and it just won't close. It's just that what can we learn? What can we learn from each other before
Yeah.
we just assume that I don't like her?
Yeah.
Because there's been plenty of people
I
that
get
I've
that,
looked at and
yeah.
like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't like her. I just don't like her.
Yeah, they did that to us. A lot of what we suffer from is like what is it? PS
P.S.
post traumatic stress
Post-traumatic
syndrome.
stress disorder.
and
PTSD.
disorder, and a lot, and I had to I've lived a very courageous life. I've been all type of things, but I had to learn early on how to move. Being on my own at 15, I had to learn to get along with people.
Right.
And I still suffer from a little bit of what society has put on us because they've
done a lot.
always
Yeah.
put us against each other. They
Yes.
don't want us to have husbands in the household.
No.
They want us to be against each other. So what I've learned to do is I tell my nieces and my sisters and all this, sometimes you have to treat people like they don't know
any better.
and outside of that, we have to automatically just, no matter how you are, I'm going to love you. and you've seen me do this because it's hard. It's hard when people they come to me. People come to me and it was like, I thought you was. I heard about you. I thought you was this, and you came over and you made me tea. I said no,
How
whatever.
ignorant.
No, it's not even really. It's not. It's that. We don't when a flower is beautiful, we don't want to call it beautiful. We tend to not want to call it what it is because it's like, you know that song, my things are bring all the boys in the yard.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like we live that theme in our head that everything like your set is better than my set or
Right.
but the best advice I can give is that we have to just automatically treat each other well. That's what we have to do. No matter how, like, one thing that I had to do, you know why I started calling people queen? Because I never heard it. And I didn't I always wanted to.
I never heard it
But
until
does
I
everyone
met
deserve
her.
to be called the queen?
Right, but this is the thing. I used to because I was dark skinned and I used to have short hair and I used to start writing the dots on my head because it began a canvas because it's like, oh, you dark skinned, your whole forehead big. I said I'm gonna just start doing art on it, and I'm gonna start. I started like doing like you gotta be like this with,
all the time
with people, but with our sisters because I just used to say queen and beautiful, and one day it just started. People just started calling me that. It took about 7 years for me to get it back, literally. And one day I was feeling so down and so ugly and so tired. And somebody came up to me and they tried to beat me to it. And they was like, hey, beautiful. And I was like, ooh. And it just filled my whole spirit
because
up.
of what came from
Yes,
here.
we like sometimes women, we automatically don't like each other. That's only because that's what we are. And if I can say this, because you said we could talk candidly, we live in the land of our oppressor. So how are we going to get along with each other when we live in a land? And that's when some people fight and it was like, well, we should get this. We should get certain rights and we should get this. I'm like, please don't get it twisted. We live in the land of our oppressor. So with that being said, it's not a bad thing. It's just the truth. These people were a certain. Okay.
I can't believe how quickly the time is going. Because
How much time we got?
We need another hour with you. Because
Is it
there's
almost
something.
gone already?
It's almost. I know we have like 2 more videos, and I do want to speak about
the satin down review.
Okay. Because y'all know
and
don't tell me I could talk about anything because you already know.
Yeah.
But I just want to just say one thing, and I'm just saying that to say, so we have to watch what we see on TV is what I'm saying, because a lot of times it's not what it is on TV. The reality shows and stuff, that's not really real life.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying? No. That's what I say. So
it's entertainment.
Yeah, sometimes,
and that's where we have to keep it. We have to lock it in as
exactly.
entertainment.
That's what
it's
I'm
not
saying as far as that. Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, we just gotta just love each other, and no matter what we see and no matter what they say, I'm still gonna love you. Cause look at you, you're amazingly beautiful. You have your show. Look at Andrea. Look at us. We are doing something for the community. How could I not love you? Absolutely. How could I not love my sisters? How could I not feel yours, what you are? How can we not love each other, knowing our history, knowing what we have gone through in the past, knowing that we need each other, knowing that it's hard out here, knowing that people have gotten away from the word.
Real quick, what would you say to Gayle King?
I would say to Gayle King,
Gayle King,
yeah, I would. Well, I would. I mean, Gayle King and Oprah is a thing. They work for a thing.
They have a job to do.
But more so than that, they have always done that.
Yes.
What they did, they have always done it. What I would say to the people that feel that they can check her is that check yourself first. Mm-hmm. What is your what do you call it? What is your rhythm with the universe? How do you deal with women? Mm-hmm. You know, you can only defend something if that's what you do in your life. If that your life is defending your culture and your background is defending. But if you're a pimp and all of these things, you don't get sensitive now, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad now. It's unfortunate that Gayle King and Oprah they have a job to do, and as it relates to the living with the. And I don't mean to put America down in that sense of the oppressor. That's not what I'm trying to do. But we work for a thing or a corporation, I'll say, more than an oppressor. I'll call it a corporation. And that corporation has to pump out what it has to pump out. So if you play that game, that's what they're doing.
And you know what? There's been so much reviews on it, and I said I was going to speak about it, but very little.
Yeah.
And I was just going to just share my opinion on the Gayle King, Lisa Leslie interview. She has a job to do. We get that.
Yeah.
You're a journalist. We get that also. But at the same time, your job description does not list integrity. And that's disturbing. It really is, because anytime you can ask a question. That's your job, is to ask a question. But when you ask a question and you follow it up with it was almost personal. I don't know if it was personal.
Opinion.
Do you think it was personal?
It sounded personal to me.
When she followed up and said, well, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
As his friend, you wouldn't see it. To me, that's very personal. When she asked Lisa Leslie the question about have she seen that type of behavior in Kobe Bryant, which of course the world knows that him and his daughter passed in the helicopter crash. So when I heard that, who am I to tell her how to do her job? But it would have made a little bit more sense had she followed it up and said, you wouldn't see it as a friend, but since you were there, how did he overcome it?
Yeah.
How did he get through it?
Yeah.
Did he find peace in it? See, if you had added something a little bit more, then maybe it would have softened the blow a little bit, even though people still would have been confused about why would you ask the question at such an untimely moment in his family's life. That was my whole thing about it. But even her having a job to do makes me look at her differently as a person.
Well, look at the origin again. That's what a lot of us, if we how if one of our guys, one of our people, or somebody says something now, they get the endorsements taken away and all these certain things. But we were talking earlier about look at the origin of things, because if you look at the origin of the TV stations and all the stuff, how they did things in the 50s and the 60s, you will find that her questioning was just
normal.
It was normal because that's what that origin of that TV station, that's what they do. They ask those.
Well, guess what? Times have changed. And it's like this when that's this origin, they need to think about it. If they pushing her to do this, they can still hurt themselves.
Well, the thing of it is some stations some stations will never hurt themselves. We're in the thing. We're in the thing that we think has changed, but it's just been camouflaged with something else. So and now we have social media that everybody is a journalist now. So you got people scratching their butt and on, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know how the keys on their computer look. You know what I mean? Because you don't know where they came from, who they did murder or whatever. But these are the people that get to say what she did was wrong or right. But if you look at her, how she's been doing it, when she did the R. Kelly thing, everybody was championing her, and she was the one. And the thing of it is, if you're not going to be consistent with everyone, then people will question it. But again, who is kind of like a thing where she's working on the people that's kind of under attack, and it's a rule that if you run in this thing, you can't do that to certain people. It's just it's a law, and it's a quiet law.
Because if I interviewed her, I would ask her, well, is it true about what Monique said about Oprah?
What did Monique say?
Well, she said a lot.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Is it true about what she said about your friend? How would you take that? So sometimes we have to be like, I know this is my job. I know this is what I have to do. But would I be ready if somebody was to come at me with something like that?
Yeah, it's a book though. Yeah.
But you know what? Enough about Gayle King, because she already know I'm gonna give her a call. I'm gonna tell her about herself. Anyway, but anyway, we got 2 more videos of you, and
We doing
I hope
videos.
we got.
Yeah, you doing the satin down review of Billie Holiday.
Oh my goodness.
Can we show that?
Yeah, one moment. I want to just give everyone to know February 23rd. Her, along with 3 other ladies, Faye Bradford, Shelly Kay, and Nina Simone Neal, starting in the Satin Down Review as Billie Holiday, Donna Washington, Nina Simone, and who else did I miss?
And then we always have my sweetheart, Love Williams. She's my one of my mentees. She always opens the show.
She's that's my mentor.
I love her.
Yes, Love. Hi, Love.
Well, we got 8 minutes, so can we see one of them?
Yeah, just let's give them a little taste of the show, and there's going to be a trivia question afterwards for a pair of tickets.
This was the quickest hour I have ever had in my life.
Oh, I'm sad.
All right, here we go.
Oh my goodness, I love this show.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
I transform.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them.
Amazing.
Take my arms out, never use them. Your goodbye, stop me with eyes that cry. How can I go on here without you? You took the part that once was mine, so why not take all of me?
That's Jimmy Blues on Keys. Ibrahim Jones.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you will be fairly entertained.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
That was good stuff.
That is
So
darn good
that is
stuff.
what that you will see February 23rd
Yeah.
at the Tangent Gallery.
Why you looking directly at me? Because she's like, she looking like, you better be there. Like,
Yeah,
she, you see how she jerking at me? Like, okay.
Remember this back in the day?
Yeah, at 3 o'clock.
I'm gonna get you after school. Oh my goodness,
I
this
can't
has been a
believe
great
that this
show.
has been so, I mean, it's gone too
Because
fast.
it's
I
been
can't
so much. I
believe
know.
it.
I know.
Yeah.
But we want to give away a pair of tickets today.
Okay.
So, all right, I need to see the phone ring for those tickets.
Yeah, ring.
Please call us,
Yeah.
248-951-8950 and get tickets to see
Yeah.
Sky Covington. The sky is the limit,
I can
Covington.
throw a CD in with the tickets.
I'm sure they would enjoy that.
That would be cool.
And they will be at Will Call. Just coming out and have some fun with us.
Yeah.
February 23rd at the Tejan Gallery.
Mm.
It's going to be really, really nice. Yeah, I looked at you because you need to be there.
Yeah.
I
to
do.
really learn to enjoy something and
I
have
do.
the taste of the live entertainment that I get to enjoy.
We're going to have to
And I
squeeze
don't
all
enjoy
in
it
here.
enough.
We're going to have to squeeze in here.
Well,
Three
you know
of us
what?
and the band.
Speaking of that, we
yeah.
have a bigger room
Okay.
that's under construction.
Okay, because we
Can't
can bring
wait.
it here
So
now.
we're gonna
Look.
have that's gonna be the party podcast room next door, right next door to this room right here. So that
Much
means you're
love
gonna have
to
to
you,
come
Shelly
back.
K.
I would love to come back. I love this show. I had so much fun. I always get so nervous because I do have a lot to say.
Well, that's why when guests come see, I want it to really be about them. I want it to be about them. I want you to tell your story. I want people to know who you are and your soul and feel your energy through the camera.
Yeah.
So, and I think Andrea
Can you
has
feel
a
my
lot to
soul,
do.
everybody, through the camera?
Of course,
Is
they
it
can.
is it pulsating?
Yeah.
I can feel the soul is in the souls in here is pretty unique and beautiful.
2 minutes.
It's like ooh.
Last words.
I would just like to say to our queens, let's just do better with loving our men and just loving our men, and let's stop talking about.
You know what? I
me.
want you to come back. I want
Yeah.
you to come back for that. We do,
Yeah,
and
let's just
I'm
do a
just
little
as
better.
guilty. We do
But
have
you
to
know
learn
what?
to love our men,
And it's
We
not
do.
about us all the time. It's okay for it not to be about you. All that I
No.
love myself. Just put that to the side.
Yeah, no, because you know
God
what? If
did-
you can't love, it's just if you can't love them, you make it hard to love them. If you can't love yourself,
Yeah,
you got
but
to love
loving yourself, yeah,
first.
it's beginning to be a little too much vanity
Yeah.
going
That's
on.
because they don't know what to
It's
do
getting
with
ridiculous.
it. They
It's like-
they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, that all
Because
that
now
love.
it's loving myself is turning into screw everybody
Right,
else.
yes.
Exactly.
Right.
We need to do better.
And we don't need
Right.
that to go that way.
No.
Right.
Because you can still love yourself and have that spirit
Exactly.
and love
Yeah,
everybody. But
let's
we
just-
do
yeah.
need to love
Yeah.
our men more because I think a lot of them has given up on us, to be honest with
well,
you.
even loving them as far as just giving them a kind word and just not always trying to be the man. You know, that whole man thing. Let's just be women. Put a dress on. Don't wear so many pants. Put a little dress on.
You'd be
cute.
amazed for the last week how many men I have greeted. They come in out in the store and go out the store. But when you tell them to have a good day,
Yes. They
the look on their
yes.
face, it really makes them feel
Yep.
good.
It sure does.
Well, you know what, my brothers, I know you probably feel a lot of us sisters just attack you on everything. And I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself. I have to be held accountable
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And
That's so beautiful.
Yes,
Say
she
it, sister.
does.
And-
Oh, that's so,
Yes, she
Oh,
does.
that's
and
so
I have to be
beautiful.
held accountable as well. And I apologize in advance. I want my brothers to succeed and do well.
That's
and don't be
powerful.
afraid to talk to your sister, cry on a sister's
Yes.
shoulder, because that's what our shoulders are
That's
for.
what
Even
they're
though we
for.
may not voice it, it may not make you feel that way. We love you.
oh, we love you, brothers. We love you,
We love
Detroit.
you.
This was so fun.
This Queen and Angel will be back. We're going to get into the podcast a little bit more times a month, everyone. Like I said, we have a room that's under construction. Please give a shout out or give a hand to Sky and Andrea and your girl Clarissa Yvonne. You all have a good night. We love you. Kiss. Ah.
Mwah. Outstanding.
Woo, woo,
Oh,
woo,
my goodness.
woo,
That was
woo,
so
woo,
good.
woo.
That was so good. I have never enjoyed a show. Oh my goodness. That was so, was that
Everybody
good?
says that.
It was so good.
That's why this girl right here. Oh